In your quest for healthy food for kids, you end up giving them store-bought stuff that is laden with chemicals, preservatives, additives, fillers, and refined flour and sugar. Does that make their food healthy? Of course not. And Chocos is one of kids' favorite snacks. But here is one recipe that is full of flavors, nutritious, and of course healthy. Chocos, healthier chocos that are gluten free and addictive too. So let's get started. For this recipe, Chocos recipe, you need to grind to powder 10 cashews, almonds, and green cardamom. Green cardamom is for flavor and it really lifted the flavor of Chocos. Now we need to heat 1/4 cup of water and 1 cup measures 240 ml. Now add 1 tablespoon of ghee and continue to heat the mix. The next step is to add 1 tablespoon flax meal and continue to heat. Next we'll be adding 1/4 cup of jaggery powder, and this Chocos recipe was an experiment that I loved. Literally fell in love with the end result. Now add 2 tablespoons of ragi or finger millet flour and continue to heat on a low flame. Mix immediately, and next we'll be adding 2 tablespoons of jawar atta or sorghum because we want to make multigrain Chocos that are gluten free, refined sugar free, preservative free, and are healthy as well as nutritious for kids. Now turn off the flame. Sorghum is a rich source of various phytochemicals, tannins, phenolic compounds, and antioxidants. Now we'll be adding 2 tablespoons of amaranth or chulai or rajgira or seal. Now turn off the flame. We have already turned off the flame. Next, remove from flame. And little about amaranth. It's a gluten-free grain which is rich in fiber, protein, and it reduces plasma cholesterol levels. Next we'll be adding 2 tablespoons of dehydrated milk powder, and milk powder will enhance the flavor of homemade Chocos, and I buy sugar-free milk powder which is Amul spray. Now mix well, and it looked quite loose to me. At this stage I added 2 teaspoons of cocoa powder. If you want them less chocolatey, you can add 1 teaspoon of cocoa powder. Otherwise you can also increase the amount of cocoa powder if you want these more chocolatey. And now we'll be adding our nutritious punch. Mix cashew and almond powder that we had set aside along with cardamom. And at this stage, if you want to add any other natural flavor, for example organic vanilla powder, please do add at this stage, and don't ever buy vanilla essence which is nothing but chemicals. Now continue to knead it. The idea is to gather all ingredients into a dough. I felt it was loose, so I added 2 tablespoons extra of amaranth as the dough felt quite loose. If you want to skip amaranth and use oats powder instead, if you're not making these gluten free, you can add whole wheat flour as well and replace any flour in this recipe. Everything will work, just you need to have the right dough consistency, but the consistency for this dough is not as soft as we have for our cookies. Now keep aside for 30 minutes, and after 30 minutes the dough should have slightly hardened. That's perfect for Chocos. Next, take small lime-sized balls and then press with a thumb and make sure these are thin. Don't keep them thick. The thinner, the crispier homemade Chocos will be. The thicker ones will take longer to bake as well, and the thinner ones will bake quickly. Now at this stage, preheat your oven, air fry, convection, OTG to 160 degrees Celsius for 10 minutes. An air fryer can be preheated for only 5 minutes. Although I have made these Chocos in air fryer, you can bake these in stovetop as well, in a cooker or kadahi on stovetop. Now look how I am placing these on the baking rack. You need to place them upside down. And this Chocos recipe is my innovation. It's a revolutionary recipe, I tell you. Bake at 160 degrees for 20 minutes. And if you want to recreate this recipe, please, you need to ask my permission. And do try out homemade chocos, which are gluten-free, refined, sugar-free, and highly nutritious with a fiber and protein punch. And do share your feedback, which is a kind of motivation for me. Now I also made teething biscuits with these. Now again I reiterate, you can decide the type of flour that will go into this recipe. And in order to make teething biscuits, just like a teething key, what do you remember when seeing these teething biscuits? Do they remind you of the teething key that you get in the market? The rubber teething key? Yes, you need to give these exactly the same shape and keep the teething cookie thin like a cookie. Teething biscuits thin like a cookie. And if you are making these teething biscuits, then you can eliminate cocoa powder and add any other ingredient instead that you want to give your kids. And you can decide the type of flours depending on what your kid has already started eating. And now check whether they are done. If chocos feel soft, bake a little longer. If they are not soft, then you don't need to bake these longer. Just remove them and let them cool down, and they'll turn up crispy outside. And the next step is, of course, to test their stability in liquid, that is milk or water. And I don't like market bought chocos, but my nephew Sherry loves them. So this recipe is for my dear Sherry, and I'm glad that I could bring up this recipe for him. He's crazy about chocos. Now bake the longer ones or the teething biscuits at 160 degrees for 20 to 25 minutes. Again, the timing varies depending on the thickness of the biscuits. I kept these in milk for 15 minutes and I literally could not wait longer because I really wanted to dig into it, and it remained stable for at least 15 minutes. So this gives you an idea about the type of crust that we have got with this homemade chocos recipe, which is gluten-free, refined, sugar-free, and of course addictive too. Please do try out this recipe and you will fall in love with homemade chocos. And do let me know if you want to try out anything else that I need to try out myself. Until next time, take care. Bye bye. See you soon.